Good afternoon, my name is Silvia Hidalgo and my topic is pulmonary circulation. Definition. Pulmonary circulation is the portion of the cardiovascular system which carries the oxygenated blood away from the heart to the lungs and returns the oxygen-rich blood back to the heart. Pulmonary circulation is the movement of blood from the heart to the lungs and back to the heart. The oxygenated blood leads through the right ventricle through the pulmonary artery, the only artery in the body that carries the oxygenated blood, to the capillaries where carbon dioxide diffuses out of the blood cell into the alveoli and oxygen diffuses out of the alveoli into the blood.
The circulatory system, consisting of the heart, arteries, capillaries, and veins, is the pumping mechanism that transports blood throughout the body. In the heart, the left ventricle contracts, pushing red blood cells into the aorta, the body's largest artery. From here, blood moves through a series of increasingly smaller arteries until it reaches a capillary, the junction between arteries and veins. Here, oxygen molecules detach from the red blood cells and slip across the capillary wall into body tissue. Now deoxygenated, blood begins its return to the heart. It passes through increasingly larger veins to eventually reach the right atrium. It enters the right ventricle, which pumps it through the pulmonary arteries into the lungs to pick up more oxygen. Oxygenated, blood re-enters the left atrium, moves into the left ventricle, and the blood's journey begins again.
Blood leaves the capillaries to the pulmonary vein, the only vein in the body that carries oxygen-rich blood in the body, to the heart, where it re-enters at the left atrium. Right heart. Oxygen-depleted blood from the body leaves systemic circulation when it enters the right heart, more specifically the right atrium, through the superior upper vena cava and inferior lower vena cava.
Blood circulates through the body on two main routes. The systemic circulation transports oxygenated blood through the tissues and brings deoxygenated blood back to the right side of the heart. The pulmonary circulation transports the oxygenated blood to the lungs and brings freshly oxygenated blood back to the left side of the heart. The coronary system is the portion of the systemic circulation that produces the heart muscle.
The blood is then pumped through the tricuspid valve or right atrioventricular valve into the right ventricle. Blood is then pumped through the semilunar valve and into the pulmonary artery.
Today we're going to be describing two circulations, the pulmonary circulation and the systemic circulation. The pulmonary circulation is the circulation involved between the heart and the lungs. This circulation is necessary to recycle the blood, to pick up the excess carbon dioxide from the blood and put oxygen back into it to make it oxygenated again. The systemic circulation is the circulation involved between valve to the pulmonary artery, which then goes into the lung. At the lung, gas exchange is going to happen via diffusion, where carbon dioxide is going to be moving from the blood back into the lungs, which you're going to breathe out, and your blood is going to pick up oxygen from the lungs so it can reoxygenate again. Now, the blood that is going to be leaving the lungs is going to be high in oxygen. This blood is now going to travel from the lungs via the pulmonary vein to the left atrium, through the bicuspid valve to the left ventricle, through the semilunar valve to the aorta. From the aorta, it will then branch off into all the different arteries that will deliver the oxygenated blood to all the organs and tissues of your body. Once it arrives at the organs and tissues of your body, your tissues are going to pick up the oxygen that they need, give back the carbon dioxide, and this whole cycle will start over again.
Diseases in Ecuador. Pulmonary hypertension is an increase of blood pressure in the pulmonary artery, pulmonary vein, or pulmonary capillaries, together known as the lung vasculature, leading to shortness of breath, dizziness, fainting, and other symptoms, all of which are exacerbated by exertion. Pulmonary hypertension can be a severe disease, which is markedly disease, exercise tolerance, and heart failure. Pulmonary embolism. Pulmonary embolism is a blockage in the main artery of the lung or one of its branches by a substance that has traveled from elsewhere in the body through the bloodstream. Embolism. Pulmonary embolism most commonly results from deep vein thrombosis, a blood clot in the deep veins of the legs or pelvis that breaks off and migrates to the lung, a process termed venous thromboembolism. A small portion of cases are due to the embolization of air, fat, talk in drug of intravenous drug abusers or amniotic fluid. Thank you.